On the Raiders rundown, Julian Edelman speaks his mind about Davante Adams. Adams, by the way, is fighting back for Deebo Samuel. People believe Derek Carr is throwing shade at John Gruden. I don't know, bro. And could Kenyon Drake actually be traded to the Saints, or is this just all cap? And Marquette King blames racism for being unemployed. All this and more will be discussed on the Raiders rundown, so remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more Raiders content, and ring the bell to get notifications so you don't miss a video. So Deebo Samuel got in trouble because a kid tried to get his autograph and Deebo Samuel declined. You can see the footage right here.
He's alright, bro. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
And I think the main reason why this had such a bad taste in people's mouth is because the kid looks sad. I mean, if the kid did not look that sad, I don't think people would care. If the kid just shrugged his shoulders, walked away, I don't think there'd be this big of a response, because you got people saying some nasty stuff about Deebo Samuel. A lot of people being very disappointed in him, you know, Niners fans, other NFL fans, all because he did not give this kid an autograph. Now, this is at some camp, you know, some youth camp type of event and whatnot, probably some type of charity thing, something that Davante Adams, as he's hitting back, claims is not required of players. Now, Davante Adams went out on social media to defend Deebo Samuel, and he had a lot to say. Davante Adams says, "Can't believe how many of y'all went to bash Deebo like that. Yeah, the video might look like he ignored the kid, but you have no idea what the situation was or what it's like dealing with that at a camp with hundreds of kids." And people even kind of clap back at Davante Adams. You had a very hilarious tweet. This is the only response I'm gonna highlight. This guy, Elijah, Easy Money J, sounds like a very smart individual. Seems like he gets money very easily. "Stop speaking for every athlete. I know he is in the league and all, but you can't defend his actions. I bet if he was out and it was a big booty white girl or Latina, he would have stopped what he was doing. I mean, that's what you guys go for when you get the money right." Sorry, I can't even finish this. First of all, Elijah, I don't know why you're waking up at 10 in the morning and you're already thinking about big booty. His ass got to be the first thing on your mind, but that was just a very hilarious comment. I mean, who knows? Maybe if it wasn't a kid and it was your favorite IG model, maybe Deebo Samuel would have stopped and given an autograph. Maybe Elijah knows something that we don't know. But Davante Adams doubled down in his support for Deebo Samuel. We want to sign everything and love doing it. Nobody is making us do camps. We love to be there for the kids and have a great time out there with them. It's just not always to eat every kid when the floodgates open. The floodgates open, I can only imagine all these kids coming after you. And Davante Adams, you know, he has done tons of youth camp. You could see footage right here, him playing with the kids and whatnot. So he's not someone who's going to not sign autographs and stuff. And it is kind of unfair for them to treat Deebo Samuel this way because, hey, I bet he's had so many people ask him for his autograph that day. And eventually you just get tired of it. And you also don't know the legality behind it. There is some word that he was actually not allowed to sign certain merchandise. So maybe that led to him not signing that guy's autograph.
I like Adams. I like him because he's quicker than what you think. He can run by you and he creates separation. He's got great catch radius. He can play you can play him everywhere, and we saw that throughout the Packers last couple years. So his versatility, his size, his quickness, he's not the fastest guy, but he's never not open.
Julian Edelman giving some praise for Davante Adams there, saying that he's #1 on his list, the best wide receiver in the NFL, which is great praise for somebody who also played under Josh McDaniels. Don't forget, man, he's the slot receiver guy with Josh McDaniels in that New England offense, someone who knows McDaniels intimately and is also seeing him pair up with, in his mind, the best receiver in the NFL, which is great to see him go out there and also not downplay Davante Adams' speed. I mean, a lot of people often say, oh, he's a great wide receiver, but he doesn't have that Tyreek Hill burner speed. But hey, as long as he's open, he's open. That's all that really matters, right? At the end of the day, his second wide receiver was Keenan Allen. Interesting to see Keenan Allen #2. You know, I'm not a fan of the Chargers, so I'd rank him a lot lower, probably 10 or something like that. And then you got Cooper Kupp at #3. I wonder where Tyreek Hill would have been had he still been in the division. I think AFC West, NFC West is attracting a lot of attention, so Edelman's mind automatically goes to the West, and maybe that's why you see Cooper Kupp ranked very high and also Keenan Allen along with Davante Adams. But he did throw honorary mention to the Cheetah, Tyreek Hill, who is with the Dolphins now. And when you look at the list of these wide receivers and where they're ranked, it's going to be very interesting to see who moves up and who goes down, because Davante Adams, if he continues, which I believe he will, to produce at a very high level, have similar numbers to the times that he did have in Green Bay, then you have to really just solidify him as the #1 receiver, because you got people like Brett Favre. We had the video yesterday saying part of it's Aaron Rodgers. I mean, the main reason reason why he's so successful is because he has Aaron Rodgers and his numbers are going to go down with Carr. If he maintains these same numbers, then you can't really put the quarterback against him. You can't say, oh, you're only productive because you have this quarterback, right? Same thing with Brady. I mean, Brady always had to prove, is he a good quarterback on a different team? Is it just New England helping him out? And obviously he proved a good amount with the Buccaneers, but I will say when you have a stacked roster that Brady had with the Buccaneers, I mean, how impressive is it to do well when you have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, AB, and then freaking Gronkowski? I mean, and Leonard Fournette's your running back. Is it really that difficult? I mean, I think you can see Daniel Jones and maybe even Drew Lock ball out with the Buccaneers. Hey, don't come after me, but I think that's true. Derek Carr was praising Josh McDaniels, and you had people twist these words and look at this praise that he gives to Josh McDaniels, his new head coach, the guy who's going to probably keep him employed for the next 3 years. And obviously you're going to praise your boss. Essentially, you're going to say your boss is great. He's a genius, which is what he did. And the key thing he did say, which a lot of people like Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk are hanging on, is he said that he's making me a better football player. And people are twisting this to mean, oh, he's throwing shade at John Gruden. Oh, he's saying John Gruden didn't make him a great football player, but Josh McDaniels doesn't. I mean, to me, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you've seen David Carr on Cowherd shows say that Derek Carr felt his career in unison with John Gruden. He was going to retire whenever Gruden decided to hang it up. And Gruden has kept, Derek Carr on the team for 4 or 5 years. So obviously he likes his play, and they're next door neighbors, dude. How are you going to act like they don't respect each other's game and think they're incredibly talented? And Carr has praised Gruden in the same language. He called him a genius because that's the kind of the guy Carr is, man. He's a nice guy who loves to hype people up. He loves to hype the people around him up to create some good energy and good vibes. And I think that's exactly what he's doing. But obviously sports writers are going to sports writer. And I can't hate. I mean, I can't hate. You have to hustle and pump out these articles, right? And have some twist and have a take, right? And that's the take that they're taking away is, oh, he's throwing shade at John Gruden by praising Josh McDaniels. He's comparing McDaniels to Gruden, and McDaniels wins. Yo, look, if I'm at a job and I get a new boss, I get a new manager, I am going to say nice things about the new manager, even if I like the previous manager, because I'm not trying to get fired. I mean, that's just straight up, that's the practical thing that you do in that situation. So it's no surprise. Look, if his head coach, if Hugh Jackson came back and was the head coach, he'd be saying this about Hugh Jackson. He would, if freaking Jamarcus Russell became the head coach of the Raiders, he would be saying this same thing about Jamarcus Russell, because that's what you got to do with your new boss, no matter what you think. He's not going to go out there and say, oh, Josh McDaniels, he's a great coach, not quite as great as John Gruden, but he's still a great coach. He's not going to say that. He's never, ever going to say that. You don't say what you think. That's how you lose money in this world. That's Wi-Fi Willie's message of the day. Don't say exactly what you think in these high pressure business situations, or you'll lose some cash. But a good way to save cash is to use my promo code Wi-Fi Willie on SeatGeek. Get your football tickets, get your music tickets, save $20 on SeatGeek with promo code Wi-Fi Willie. So Marquette King, the most infamous Raiders punter in the news following the legacy of Shane Lechler. Marquette King was a talented punter with the Raiders. However, this guy would always celebrate and get unsportsmanlike conduct penalties as a punter. And when your punter is dancing around and getting you penalties, I don't care if you could punt the ball 200 yards, which no human being can at this moment, unless they get bionic legs in the future or something like that. First of all, as a coach, you hate punting. I mean, you don't want to have one of the top punters because that means you're punting all the time and they have so much room to punt that they could punt for long averages, right? I don't care if you're going to get penalties and hurt the team. You can't respect that. And that's why I believe Marquette King is out of the league day. He was with the Raiders, spent some time with the Broncos, was eventually released, and really hasn't had a career since. But he is going out there on Twitter talking about his career, saying that he's not calling it a career. He's just settling with the fact that I haven't been able to get another fair opportunity. And he believes discrimination is the problem. I tried, but it's a lot of brothers still not getting fair opportunities as well in the league as punters and kickers. Some of the ones that got the shot in preseason would hit me, but what could I say? I was cut and I had a successful resume. Look, even though you have great punting averages, that does not mean you have a successful resume when you are getting penalties as a punter. I mean, there's really no other way to spin that. If you lose yards for your team, if you put your team in worse situations as a punter, you're a liability no matter what. And Marquette King, I understand understand where he's coming from and the fact that he is disappointed that he doesn't have a job as a punter in the NFL right now. And yes, there aren't that many black punters or black kickers in the NFL for whatever reason, but I find it highly unlikely that he would be unemployed today if he did not do those types of penalties. If he didn't do those types of penalties, I think he would be in the league today. Bleacher Report writer Ian Wharton has a trade idea that sends Kenyon Drake to the New Orleans Saints for a 5th round pick. There was a restructure in Kenyon Drake's contract, making 2023 a void year, so the full value of the deal won't be realized. So if you did trade Drake right now, you would save $2.75 million with a $1.1 million dead cap hit, which is much better than cutting the veteran. You'd lose more money. So this is true. We would save about $2.8 million if we did trade Drake right now, since we are after June 1st. If we released him, however, we'd only save $250,000. So because of all these restructures and things that have happened with Drake's contract, we're in a position where we wouldn't have more dead money than the amount of cap hit that we'd free up. So we essentially wouldn't lose cap money by moving on from Kenyon Drake. And, you know, this is just an idea floated around by Ian Wharton of Bleacher Report. There's no rumors that this is happening or something like that. The Saints, it's not clear as to why he chooses Saints, mainly because of the Alvin Kamara situation, the fact that he's been suspended. The Saints seem like a team that does need a running back, and someone like Drake, who is a dual threat running back. He can receive and rush the ball, obviously inside and outside. And look, I don't think this is exactly going to happen, but it's not completely out of the realm of possibility. I usually kind of make fun of these type of thought scenario rumors. However, I do think the running back room with the Raiders is crowded. I think Josh Jacobs is here to stay. I think Zamir White's going to get a shot. I think you don't bring Brandon Bolden here for exactly no reason, and you have Amir Abdullah and Britton Brown there as well if you want to get them in the mix. So Drake does appear to be in some ways the odd man out, because we know Brandon Bolden is sort of a pass catching back. He's that type of third down back you'd like to have there, and that kind of takes the role that Kenyon Drake would otherwise have. So who knows if this is a possibility? I don't foresee the Raiders carrying 5 running backs. A lot of people have said, oh, that's a possibility in my 53-man projection, but I just think you want to keep some people on the practice squad maybe and still only have 4 running backs on roster, including your fullback, meaning 5 backs total, but 4 halfbacks. So I find that odd to believe that we would have 5 halfbacks on the roster. So hey, anything's possible, and really we won't be able to know what's going on with this team. What is for sure going to happen? Which direction are we going in until training camp July 18th? So keep checking back on this channel for more Raiders news and updates and analysis, and I hope to see you guys on the next video soon. This is Wi-Fi Willie. Like this video on your way out, subscribe for more Raiders content. Peace out, and I hope you have a good one.